IVM.
Welcome to another week on IVM. It's been a great week, and if you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. On Geek Fruit this week, Tejas and Dinkar discuss their favorite movie soundtracks. On The Scene and the Unseen, Amit Verma talks to researcher and activist Amit Chandra, and they dissect India's education sector. On Cyrus Says, we have writer and director Anand Sivakumaran, who's hosting a great new show for us called Croc Tales as well. Anand and Cyrus talk about how Anand journeyed from an engineer to a full-time writer. On Simplified, Naren, Chuck, and Shriketh go to the root of the word assassin and twisted an interesting history behind it. This week on Shunyan, we're joined by Sanjay Nath, who is the co-founder and managing partner at Bloom Ventures. We have a really interesting conversation about investing. On Marbles Lost and Found, Zen and Lavanti talk to psychotherapist Alicia Halani. And also this week marks the 50th episode of the Pragati podcast. Hosts Hamsini Hariharan and Pawan Srinath sit down to talk about the long, strange trip it's been and also round up some of the recent news. And with that, I'm going to take you on to your shows.
All right, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
On Cock and Bull, we have some exciting new prospects. We have Briefless Attorney making his debut with us. We get to meet him finally. One of the first people to talk to us and interact with us, and for some reason continues to do so. Also, we have a new face, Surbhi, but face is pointless because you won't see her. All this and much more on Cock and Bull.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Okay, here on Cyrus Says, I know we've got lots of rain and destruction and the infrastructure crumbling, and yes, the BMC and the government and every bureaucrat and every taxi driver and etc. driver should be held responsible, no doubt, plus my uncle. But that's not the point. The point is the media houses are going a little out of control and, having appeared on a couple of channels, I must say, sometimes they're showing old footage of the monsoons. Just tell the truth that's going on. And they create more drama than there is sometimes and create a paranoia and a fear. And it's just amazing how nobody's picking up on that. Because, you are traveling and it is terrible, but you also have to understand the balance between reality and a horror story. It's not Ramsey Brothers in the 70s. This is probably Ramsey Brothers in the 90s, which is slightly better. So all I'm saying is media houses, behave yourself or I'm coming for you. Because now I've got a Supreme Court lawyer on my side, so I've got a little bit of pull, official pull. It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus says.
All right, first let's welcome on our Cock and Bull special. We have two new guests, right?
Yes, we do.
We have Supreme Court lawyer,
yes,
who charges 75 lakhs just to say Milord. And Milord to who? Milord to the taxi driver going to Milord West.
Okay.
Yeah. What a terrible setup, what a bad execution.
That's great fun.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you, Surbhi, my critic. Also stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
You're
going to be our anchor, apparently, for this show.
Yes. But we should introduce Abhay as, he is
that's my name.
attorney.
Briefless attorney.
And he was the first tweet we ever received.
Was it the very first? Definitely amongst the first.
It was almost, I think it was the first. I think it was the first tweet that, hey, I like your show, kind of this. I don't remember exactly what it was.
That just reinforces my brieflessness.
Yeah. And it fitted in with what we thought was our irreverence.
Yes.
We had someone called Briefless Attorney.
Yes, exactly. It was.
Although he's never mentioned anything vulgar as far as I remember.
No.
Wait, so you don't carry any briefcases to work? Is that what it means?
No, I don't carry. So the paper books that no one carries briefcases to work anymore.
Okay, cool.
What kind of question
is not the 1980s again? I had to ask you.
But the papers that we carry to court, they're called briefs. But I don't carry any.
See, never ask him a question is a 4.5-hour answer. See,
yes.
For a simple question about a bag. Question about a bloody bag.
I get paid to talk. That's
but
what I do.
Paying you, so now you can talk less.
You're not paying me?
No.
I was.
We'll give you bags. Different bags.
Briefcases.
Yeah.
Briefcases, yes.
All right, sorry, but we're beginning with the rains.
Yeah.
I know you're a Delhi boy. Surbhi, where are you from?
I'm kind of from Ghaziabad, but I like to say Delhi.
I'm actually not from Delhi.
Where are you from?
I'm from Pune.
Oh, what? That's not even the same thing.
Yeah, no, I grew up in Pune. I worked in Bombay for 5 years. And I moved to Delhi a few years back.
Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't think...
All right, so technically he's not a Delhi boy.
Yeah.
He's
not
refused to take the mantle on. He's not responsible for anything after 6 p.m. in Delhi.
Not at all. Not
Unless it's to get some of those guys out once they've been put in. Surbhi, you grew up in Ghaziabad.
Yes.
30 seconds on how boring your life was.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. No, I was just setting that up, and I don't know if you all are following. Our media is a little bit, Sanju may be right.
Yeah.
Sanju may be right. The media is a little out of control sometimes. sometimes. Because they and the zeal, because I work in a news room sometimes, the zeal with which they actually have conversations like Delhi is calling and saying, "Koi mar gaya? Nahi mar gaya? Kya baat hai? Nahi mar gaya? Dekho, dobara dekho. Mar gaya na?" It's almost like, damn it, he must die. We need death. Without death, we can't move forward.
On Sunday, I was going for a movie and I saw something from like one of the agencies saying that massive flooding at Breach Candy and Mahalakshmi. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of sucks because I have to go to Worli for a movie. But I went and the tweet was like 10 minutes before that. And I'm going through and there's nothing nowhere. It's empty. So I'm just like, on what basis are they even kind of putting this stuff out, right?
Isn't that the situation with Bombay always? It's always all about the monsoon and the floods.
That is true.
When in fact it rained in Delhi last Friday and the entire city came to a standstill. So it's almost as bad in Delhi, but I think Bombay...
Well, nobody mentioned it because you couldn't find the chief minister who, having one sort of legal...
Well, the question still is that do you need to find the chief minister or
the
LG?
lieutenant? Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
But
you can find the chief minister in the lieutenant governor's house lying on the couch. Isn't that part of his thing?
That's what I've heard. That's where he was spotted last.
For rest and recreation, R&R. Yeah.
Or in the Supreme Court fighting with him.
Poor chap, yeah. I now that you brought it up, let's go there for a second. I think Arvind Kejriwal is more wrong than wrong. In a way.
Okay.
Oh God, look at the looks I'm getting.
I don't understand
I didn't understand what you
said. What I'm saying is, what's the point of being a chief minister when you don't have control of the police? This checks and balances all very fine, but these left
more wrong than wrong.
You know what I meant.
No,
I got my attorney present, for God's sake.
That's how Delhi is supposed to function. Delhi
what's
is
the
supposed
point
to
of
be
that? Explain the point of that.
State. Well, look, the central government is there. So you
have seven governments.
So you need all the important topics to be under the jurisdiction of the central government, right? Delhi, let's call them the secondary topics, the governance, the education, that's how the government looks at it. That's with the state government. It's always clear that is what the state government or the chief minister will have control over. So you know what you're getting into. You
On a personal level, do you think it's a right model or is it a ridiculous model?
I think it's fine. I think it was working fine till 4 years ago and suddenly... something happened in 2014.
That's because you have the same power at the center and in the state. That makes a difference.
Yeah, not really, but you had there were times when Sheila Dikshit was in power and Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the
for 12
Prime
days.
Minister. Well, for 3 years.
All right. Sorry, we've got a lot of formal stuff because Surbhi is prepared.
That's right.
Surbhi, give us a little bit about your background. You're not saying anything. Ghaziabad we got. Then?
Okay, I'm from Ghaziabad. I've been living in Bombay for 3 years now. I'm a stand-up comic and I do a bunch of comedy shows. So
Plug your channel.
Oh yeah, you guys could follow me on my YouTube. It's that's Surbhi Bagga.
I think you guys is being very positive. Maybe one guy, maybe a stray girl here or there, whatever. But we'll inform the concerned because our one so-called fan is here with us. We've brought in the market, so we don't have a market at the moment. It's going to be tough. Sorry.
All right, moving on to the news. Okay, so recently Rahul Gandhi tweeted about the show Sacred Games. Have you guys seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so
we did an episode on IVM Likes about that. We should plug that. We should also plug the fact that we did an episode with Kubra Said on IVM Daily. Is there anything else?
And that Nawazuddin and Nasiruddin are two different actors. Because this generation, that generation, how to explain things to them?
Is this the show which has Taimur's father?
Yeah. Very well done. Very well done. If you're going to do the comedy, I'll tell Surbhi that she and I can go learn dancing or something on the side. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put my serious face on it.
No, I can do some law.
1 year worth of it.
3 generations of lawyers, for God's sake. Yeah.
All right, so the tweet was, people were asking, so basically a lot of people were filing like petitions about how they should take the show down because they do not portray Mr. Prime Minister Rahul, sorry, what's his name again?
Rajiv
Gandhi in a good light. Okay?
You want to feel old?
Yes, she couldn't remember Rajiv Gandhi's name. I'm more worried about that.
God.
Yeah, I mean, like, seriously. So we did this.
It's the easiest name in the world also.
We were doing the episode around the Sacred Game stuff, right? And I'm sorry to interrupt you completely, but she was talking about how she had to Wikipedia the Mandal Commission.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
She had no idea what it was.
I'm not from that time and age, and I did have to read about it.
That's fair.
Makes me feel
Mandal Commission was a very big thing with you guys. We were still growing up.
VP Singh.
We were
still growing up. We were concerned with potty training at that point.
This is 1990.
So were some of the people who thought of that, let me tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, so but Rahul Gandhi took a step up and he's like, I don't care.
Okay, but throughout
about
the show, can I ask you references from the 80s just to make myself feel bad?
I'm from the 90s.
Yeah, that's why. Appu the elephant is from where?
I know, Appu Ghar.
And the reference comes from yes.
The comic? Is this a comic?
No!
What
We
is
had a
it?
Nation Games in Delhi.
He was a mascot. He brought color TV to India.
Oh, wow, that's a
June 25th, 1983, India won the...
Oh, come on. Come on, you gotta...
match. It's a cricket match.
Well, she's not wrong.
I'm writing
She's
a new...
not- I'm
She's not
sorry.
right.
She's not wrong. She's not
I'm
wrong.
writing a new routine for her now. This is new stuff. Hey, this is good, man. This is a generation thing. My pop and me, we're sitting there. Nothing in common. Have you even heard of Dharmender? Vinod Khanna? Amitabh Bachchan?
I know these guys, yes.
You know these
Yeah, I
guys.
know these guys.
Name 3 Amitabh Bachchan films from the 80s.
Okay, from the 80s. Okay, that's a
80s,
little
not
tricky.
90s. I don't want to Shahenshah onwards. Come on.
Not when he's an old man. When
Yeah.
he's like the hero.
Is Sholay 80s?
No.
70s.
Devar.
But we'll allow them.
70s.
Both 70s. We'll allow them.
Yeah, 70s okay. 70s okay.
Think of all the really bad Amitabh Bachchan movies because 80s generally was very bad.
How mean? These are my favorite films.
He's not wrong.
What are you saying?
Like Lava Race and all these are my favorite
Oh,
films.
Lavaris is
Lava
Oh,
Race
yeah.
was 79, I think.
Didn't you 80?
Okay, we got bloody
Yeah,
Wikipedia right here. Who's going to read it?
I'm
Didn't
out
you
on a
80 for
technicality.
Lavaris?
That was a
How
different
can he?
hour.
No! He can't 80 was 70 or He can't. Listen, he's not Mozart. He had 6 and 7 he wasn't working on a film set.
It was a different Lavaris.
He did 80 for
It was
one
a different
Lavaris.
That second Lava Race is of no
Second
consequence. How can you mention that? Okay.
Cyrus, you're really upset about me being young here.
It's
God,
not
I'm
that.
sorry.
I'm glad I'm not trying to date young girls. You know how difficult that would be. I mean, oof.
We
for
get no
them.
references, yeah.
Surbhi?
Okay, but Rahul Gandhi took a step up and he was like, I don't care about this. And he tweeted, BJP and RSS believe the freedom of expression must be policed and controlled. But I don't. I believe this freedom is a fundamental democratic right. My father lived and died in the service of India. The views of a character on a fictional web series can never change that.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah, but why would you want to talk if they don't matter? Why would you want to talk about it? You're
Because
giving it.
he's putting himself forward as like the protector of free speech. Come on, Mr.
Yeah.
Free
Yeah,
speech
but
absolutist.
I know, but even with if you want
But
to talk
he's
about
trying to
free
find-
speech, you don't need to come out and it sounds more like a PR
But
stunt.
if not taking a stand is basically just saying I'm okay
No,
with
so
it. Right?
let's say Abhay's point is very simple: is why does he have to say it unless someone's asking him a question in a
Correct.
public
No, but
forum and he
somebody-
answers it?
no, but somebody-
if you're okay with it, you're okay with it. Why do you
But
go out of his way
somebody
to say
did
yeah?
it. No, somebody
Somebody
went out
did
and
it.
put
Is that the
filed a
context?
case.
Is that the
Somebody went out and
context?
filed a case
Oh,
that you
yeah.
need to block
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. in the
Sacred
Delhi
Games
High Court.
because...
But apparently that is not a political person, not from the party.
No, so he was a Congress
sycophant
party.
who loves the party.
No, he was a Congress like deputy secretary, Bengal,
some
something,
affiliate
something. Yeah,
of
he
the
was
party.
not a senior guy. So just the day it came out, that day I saw a bunch of tweets from like other people saying that the Congress is going to come out.
I
against
want to
him.
know
That's
when
fair.
you
That's
file these petitions and cases, who pays? There's paperwork involved. You have to organize your lawyer. This and the other. Who pays?
Politicians do usually, I would assume.
So then
If
it's a collective thing. I can't believe this one guy woke up in the morning and says,
No,
"Oh,
but that
mera PAN
fellow
mein paisa
himself,
hai."
Yeah, but
that
he's
fellow
a
himself was a
politician.
politician and he
How
wanted
much does
to
it cost
So
a
you're
child?
sort of be more
correlating
loyal to the king
politicians
than
and
the
money.
king
You
himself.
two are saying that all politicians have lots of money. This is what I'm learning from
Yeah.
you.
That's what I'm.
You are from the 2015. You don't speak when we are speaking now anymore because you're just
Hey, we're
making
the
us feel
same
older.
generation.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
Well, her beard is much
I have got a
less
lot less
white.
white than you.
I was
Sorry,
born in
Surbhi.
the 90s. When were you
You're
born?
born in the 90s?
Yeah.
You're a
What?
bloody bacha.
Yeah.
What are
What
you
90s?
saying?
What?
You're
I'm a
serious?
93 born.
Oh, 90.
Okay.
Well, actually, 89 September.
So
but
one
Okay,
second.
no, okay. Well, actually 72. No, that
Hello,
doesn't work.
It's the same thing.
Forget the tragedy you're not mentioning. The tragedy is when she was born, I graduated from college.
You should be happy
This
about
could
the
be
fact
my
that you
child.
graduated.
This could be my
No,
child.
it's a sad
No,
day.
she's-
Are you sure it's Ghaziabad?
Yeah, it is Ghaziabad.
Is it anywhere next to Metro Masjid, that area?
No.
Because I was in Xavier's. So that area, if you're anywhere near that area at that time, just think.
Cyrus, I'm pretty sure not my dad.
Surbhi, your smile is so much like mine. I can't lie anymore.
Your hair's very different
Listen,
from
we
ours.
got you here to have a really good show, a serious show, a thought-provoking show.
come on.
We finally got a man of
Let's-
credibility.
Let's get it on.
And all we can discuss is 80 references, and now we have no one to talk to.
Okay, should we move on to the next?
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have
Yeah.
something to say about this. I didn't know that it was when you were answering. I mean, he was talking about a case that was filed. I think
It was
then
a
that's,
response. It was
then
a
that's
response
fair.
to that. Yeah,
then,
I mean,
in fact, I would perhaps say that was a very good thing to
It
do.
is a
because
great thing that he said.
You'd come out and say that I don't care about this.
Abhay switches parties like this. Huh?
Yeah, so he's dialed into the cynicism, right? I mean, I think that's what it is, right? So he was looking at it from a very cynical perspective. And I buy the cynicism around it as well. Because, I mean, like, it is publicity, right? At the end
from
of
a
it.
Machiavellian point of view, if you look at it, everybody wants a position, right, in politics. So the position to take is we're the liberals. So they'll take that position.
Exactly.
We're easygoing about all this for now. And, of course, the right wing has a certain stigma at the moment that they're not.
Yeah.
So that's the way
And
it
they're
is.
not. So, I mean, like,
When they get into power,
we don't know.
May or may not
Well,
translate.
it's not like the
but I
Congress has
always
been
fear
like
I fear the sycophants. I never fear the guys. I don't think, like the Prime Minister himself is going out chasing you.
It's always
some follower who goes berserk, you know.
More loyal to the king than the
When
king
I
himself
abused
sort of a situation.
ABBA, the group, on a forum in the 90s.
Right.
ABBA, do you know ABBA?
I know ABBA.
Okay. I got hate mail from Sweden, but spelt in Swedish, so, I couldn't understand most of the words except Inga, $90, something like that, which I didn't understand at all.
There was a lot of money invested in sending hate mail from Sweden to India.
Considering they haven't fought a war in 4,000 years.
Also,
Since the last Viking fell
Who
off his
was
boat.
broadcasting Indian shows in Sweden?
Manmohan Desai. It was a
You know
different
who that
India.
is?
I have no idea.
What?
I know it.
You don't know who Manmohan Desai is?
I'm not even going to Google that. I feel like it's unimportant information.
I have tears now. I'm feeling tears.
I'm
I'm not, it's not a criticism
sorry,
of
Dad.
you.
I'm
It's
sorry,
not a
I'm
criticism of you.
disappointing you.
It's the fact that there's a dichotomy between generations and now I'm part of it. You read about this generation gap. You studied it in college and this and that. Now I'm part of it. Oh, man. So it'll be next point and talk to the younger ones.
Basically one person here.
89, big deal.
All right. Okay. So, yeah. Multiplexes apparently in Bombay now basically allow you to carry your own food to the theatres.
Has it been passed? Probably
No, starting
like
August 1st.
August 1st.
So what are your opinions on it?
Cook on 31st so that you don't in a hurry. I'm for it. I love the idea.
I'm
Absolutely
for it,
there's
but
nothing
I
wrong
feel
with
like
it.
there should be a list of
Absolutely
food that's
against it.
completely not allowed because
You'll never satisfy anyone with these lists because it becomes like the Mandal Commission. Everybody will have their own opinion about it.
But I'm absolutely against it. I think it's the most horrendous
the smell.
violation of property rights of the theatre owners. I think that it is destroying the business model that they have. I think that you're going to wind up with tickets being 30% more
They are
expensive.
charging
that's
me
not fair.
4,000 rupees.
How many people are actually going to do that? Like,
That
I know
could
for
be
a
a
fact
thing,
that
actually.
I'm not going to cook food
Mr.
at
Briefless
home.
attorney, I have 2 children. I spend $4,000 in the bloody Inox to watch a film I don't even like.
I'll
why
take
don't
my
you carry
buttons.
your own food?
I'll take my teplas in a bag.
He has to carry food for you. Cyrus has to carry food for you.
There are 100 people who come into the theatre. Out of the 100 people, 40 people are buying concessions. Okay, that means that the theatre is calculating how much money it's making, and ticket prices are based on that. Right now, if you're taking away 40% of their income at that point in time, you think there's not going to be a repercussion on ticket prices? Why the would I pay for higher ticket prices just because people want to
get their own
get
food,
their own
get their own
crap,
theplas.
get their own thepla and achar, which is going to
your
stick up
problem?
the
You're not being
theatres.
egalitarian about the thought here. What about Swiggy? How will they survive? You're allowing them to come into the theatre. I think it's wonderful. You allow all the food deliveries to
I feel
happen.
like it's all going to be a big
It's
bubble
a
at the end. No one's
disaster.
really going to do it.
I'm watching King.
It's so much more convenient to just buy food at the theatre.
But you know, see, it's
Put it in
I'll
perspective.
tell you what is problematic. It's problematic because the government is stepping into private property rights in a way that they never should. Why are they doing this? I mean, like, on what basis are they deciding that? Tomorrow you'll say that if
I'll tell you.
I'm running a
You're
restaurant, I can take food
if you're
inside. You're
watching-
running a bar, I
Yeah.
can take alcohol inside.
If you're watching a Hindi picture and there are 4 songs in the movie, what do you do during the songs? So it's a good point. You have that time to call Swiggy, song 1, get the food song 2, eat the food song 3, and then song 4 decide whether you want dessert or not. I mean, you got that time. So, I mean, let's look at it from different perspectives, not just from one perspective here.
Okay.
And
No,
second,
we are. You guys all three disagree with me. So I
No,
don't
but
know.
I don't like this idea altogether because I feel like now I'm going to also lose my Tupperware in the theatre.
And I'm
instead
going
of
to
the
smell
office.
people's funky
Yeah,
achar,
there needs
man.
to be a
I mean,
list
like,
of things that are
have
not
you
allowed.
heard of Frankie?
Oh, okay, fine. Do not another 80s reference, Frankie.
Yes, Frankie. It's a little roll with some
How
food
is
inside.
Frankie an 80s reference? You still get it.
I know, I
And
get
it's
that.
delicious.
Frankie is a food, guys.
But you never know with this generation and the attitude problems, and they won't remember Frankie.
No, but
Give me
honestly-
another 80s food which doesn't exist anymore.
Pastry Palace pizza.
Pastry, but that's now our area, our little South Bombay
It's
experience.
Khakra, but
Whether
it's
she's
Ghaziabad,
Ghaziabad,
come on.
and now you're trying to force her into
Well, I
one.
mean, I'm just trying to think what I could think of. What was that? Vilu wafers.
Vilo wafers?
Chips?
Huh?
Yeah.
Lays?
Vilo wafers?
Well, they're wafers, so I guess so. Right?
Hot
Yeah.
chips. I remember hot chips.
Hot chips, yes.
I
There was
love
some
hot
Happy
chips.
Meal or something. What was the
Chipnicks.
name?
Chipnicks.
Chipnicks, there's no way.
Yeah.
How did we get here? Because of the movie issues.
The movie.
Okay. But think about the fact, the commerce involved in all this. And we were talking about Inoxes and the big ones. And they're charging too much also. Yeah? There's got to find some medium point.
How are you saying they're charging so much?
You don't have any dependents.
Huh?
I mean, that you pay for.
No, I'm not saying, but Cyrus, I'm not saying that movies are not expensive.
Just think of a father who's taking 4 people.
Dude,
Why don't you feed them at home and take them?
Yeah.
Then they wouldn't want
Because
to
the
eat
bloody
at them.
parasites who live off you want to eat the food there. Half the time the popcorn. My family always deciding food in the car wherever we go.
Well, popcorn's fair. You're not going to make
Boss.
popcorn at home and get it to
Popcorn
the movies.
makes you thirsty, then you want the Coke, then somebody sees the pizza slice, then that baked potato has become a big hit. That baked potato is it's like frozen for 15 days. It's older than Star Trek. I mean, I don't understand. Star Trek, do you remember?
Yeah, I know Star Trek, yeah.
Name 3 characters in Star Trek.
Oh my god,
No,
no.
there's no God. There's no God in Star Trek. It's sci-fi. No gods. Come on. Star Trek, my foot.
wait.
You think it's a restaurant in Kandivali? Enjoy free fountains in Star Trek.
Yes. No, I think it's a terrible idea. I mean, like this food in.
He's always worried about the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You're a lawyer. Whoever comes to you, you're going to take that side.
I am, because no, you really are. If you can say that I'm going to destroy your business model, right? And that's what they're doing here. The government is mandating we're going to destroy your business model. That's bullshit. Yeah, you can't do that.
I would still insist that you're giving it too much importance. I don't think people would actually end up doing that.
Abhay, if you're
No, they
in a
will.
property-oriented business of this nature, right, which is a
Okay.
movie theater is a property-oriented business. These are not high-margin businesses.
Can I answer Abhay's question? Your answer is different. My answer is directly to your question, or your point rather, which is, have you seen Indians in London with their plastic bags walking around, or in buses with their own food from Mumbai or Ahmedabad or Surat
But those are tourists.
or Baroda
Those
or
are
Delhi?
Tourists. Tourists are not going to go watch movies.
You're a tourist when you come to
Look,
watch a film.
let me say this. I eat outside food at home. There's no chance I'm eating home food outside.
Yeah.
I would agree with that as well.
That's kind of a good point.
I would agree with
He's
that
a
as
lawyer,
well.
Supreme Court. Huh?
Yes.
Charges a lot. You ever travel in a time
won
machine
this case.
and
Yeah,
have an
thank
issue
you.
with somebody in the 80s, you call him. Because he was born in 89. Yeah. We have to take a break, by the way. I've just been told. We'll
Okay,
take a
all
quick
right,
break.
let's do
And then we'll come back. Yeah. Surbhi. Any younger? What next?
Yeah. It's IVM here. Let's go. We the IVM kids on the block over here. Just to talk, taking a break from producing all day. Coming on this podcast cause we got stuff to say. IVM Daily is the name of the show. Monday to Friday, we ready to go. Talking about stuff in our head. We might even talk about our favorite bread. Signing out, it's IVM here, the podcast network that's in your ear.
Catch IVM Daily Monday to Friday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, welcome back. It's Cock and Bull.
Yes.
We have the briefless attorney himself. Do your friends know you're the briefless attorney?
No,
Oh,
you
so-
just.
It's like
revealed my
Batman.
identity.
We outed you?
It's like a
Yeah.
Batman.
All right.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
You didn't want people to know?
I don't care.
Why didn't you tell us
Oh my
before?
God.
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh damn! Okay, briefless attorney is not his real name. I just made that up. I swear by all things from 1980 to 89, it's not true. Surbhi ji,
Yeah. Okay,
Bole?
this news. So France won the World Cup.
you're telling
final.
us like we're in coma and somebody woke us up just now, and
All
my
right. Just refreshing your memories. Yeah.
Okay, who scored the goals? There were 6. Now this is
I
not
know
80s.
this.
I sound
Really?
like I sound like a
don't.
bully at a.
I know, yeah. Okay, but moving on to
You
the
know why you
news.
know this? Because Croatia was born in 91.
Oh,
Croatia was born in 91.
how do you even know this fact of God? You're on Wikipedia.
Because he was in
account.
college in 91.
I have no social life. That's all I do. Read about when countries were born. Yeah, I was in college, by the way. My college years, everything happened. The Berlin Wall, fall of communism, you name it. The Babri Masjid, you name it. Everything happened.
Actually, Berlin Wall happened for me in the 9th standard. But yeah, around the same time. only.
Hey.
I'm
All
2
right.
years younger, man. What do you want to
Stay,
say?
you're on my side of the fence now. It doesn't really matter.
But I'm 2
To
years
us,
younger.
it's daddy and uncle. It doesn't really matter at all.
I was 2 years old when Berlin Wall happened.
Okay, there we go.
Everybody's just
How old were
getting
you when Mandela
nostalgic
walked
now.
free?
When did he walk free?
90?
90.
Yeah.
1 year old.
We're fantastic, super. Great to know. Tell me more interesting things.
It's a very
When Sachin made his
nostalgic
debut,
episode, okay.
you were
I
November.
probably wasn't born,
You were
yeah.
September, no? So you were still
2
coming
months,
out.
yeah.
Sachin ala, Sachin ala. Tu kahin kar do, Sachin ala. And then finally Abhay came out. I'm sorry, we're three men having a silly conversation. Now I come back to Croatia versus France. You have told us that France has won the World Cup. Any more shocking news?
Yeah, France won the World Cup, but the news is that, after the match got over, it was raining heavily, and just one person on the field had an umbrella. Putin. And just it's been raining memes since then. Just everyone's like, nobody can touch Putin, not even the
What was terrible? Donald Trump was holding the umbrella for Putin. I felt that was just uncalled for. Yeah.
But this again establishes the link between Trump and Putin.
Hey, did you guys see them together?
Yeah.
Yesterday. The body language, and people are saying, it's not just me, people are, okay, maybe they're left-wing journalists and all that, but they're all saying that he looked scared of Putin.
But
Putin looked like the alpha dog.
I'm scared of my boss.
Yeah, I think.
You want your US visa, beta?
I already.
You already got it. Keep it down.
I just came back from there. So.
Land of the free, so you're allowed to vote for whoever you want to. Unlike Delhi. Tell Kejriwal about that. He won't vote for himself next time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I saw that. I mean, it looked.
But taking that a little further, for Russia, if you look at FIFA 2018, I think it's been a very good PR exercise.
Yeah.
They've been wonderful hosts. Everyone has said that the bars were lovely, the restaurants, people were just so, hospitable and warm and friendly, and none of the Russian mafia feel that you told about.
Right.
And Putin himself has come across, I hate to say this, or, he's come across looking decent. Have you heard this? Well, because at the end of the day, people
you had members of Pussy Riot coming onto the field, right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say Putin came across looking like a...
Yeah, but when you a sporting spectacle, if you run on the field for no reason whatsoever and you're not a player, you will be caught.
Yeah,
and you will be shot and sent to Siberia.
That's a statement on
and made to watch
all the atrocities.
Chakraborty films.
The people who ran across during the final, that was Pussy Riot.
That's what the press reported.
I did not know that.
Well, they're supporters of...
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They made sure the TV cameras didn't get any close-ups.
No, yeah.
So it's like a KGB moment. We don't know what happened to them. They will be remembered by their families. And we have no idea. Yeah, Znayu Paruski, but I can't tell you more.
I mean, the television channels have the general policy now that, if somebody is running on the field...
No, that's normally, in cricket and footy, the streakers come on. In Europe, that's like big. So they do it because the children watching and people like me may get excited and suddenly realize we're gay. So, you don't want to do that. But this case is clearly just the PR thing about the country and...
No, but so even...
No, you don't want any political message being... That they're the best at, are they not? Yeah. Squashing the political message.
But I think somewhere also, I know they do it in the US. They don't show people who come out, who rush onto the field even if they're doing political protests.
Or who kneel.
Well, kneel is a problem, yeah. But the idea is that they don't want to give them the publicity, right? I mean, like, if you are disrupting...
You haven't paid.
But is that across networks or...
Yeah, so it's just policy across...
But Briefless Attorney, apparently a 5-second spot on the World Cup final day was the most expensive in history, more than NBA.
I would not be surprised.
So you're getting 5-second publicity. And if you have a message, political message, that's everybody has seen it from China to Greenland.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But where during the match itself?
Yeah, I think so.
You didn't see the final?
No, I saw the match final, but there were ads during the match?
Yeah. They ran straight onto the field.
No. There were ads during the match.
During the 45 minutes, there's nothing, but in between...
So, but isn't that local?
I don't know. I'll have to find out.
I saw a halftime show with Bhaichung Bhutta on it. I doubt that he's
that's the feed we have.
That has a fairly global approach.
That's the feed we get.
But would he? I doubt that.
What is your point?
I doubt that's who people in London are saying.
No, of course not.
So
they're different
how
feeds.
would you get the same ad? Would the same ad play across?
I don't know how it works, but
that's what my question was. Never mind.
Yeah, but there was Indian advertising there.
Right.
There were a couple of Indian brands there. It's not like we weren't present, but not as much as you'll see in cricket.
Okay.
In cricket, you see a Bermuda match, and you'll see it's only Indian advertisers. And the one guy from Sri Lanka selling tea, Dilmar tea. They're always there. They fight. They punch above
even
the weight.
The Bangladesh Telecom.
Yeah, they're not bad. Huh? I hate to use racist terms. The fairer countries are being pushed out in terms of sponsorship. It's like, how can you beat 200 million Bangladeshis or 1.2 million Indians?
You want who's spending on these kinds of branding things, right? So, I guess it's cyclical, right? Whoever does at that point.
It comes back to that famous statement made by the British High Commissioner in 1947 when he said 3 words, too many Indians. Nothing has changed. And thanks to that, we rule the game. Sorry. Surbhi, where were we?
We were at another news now.
You lost interest?
Yeah.
Who was your favourite footballer? Did you follow the World Cup?
No, not really.
Do you like sport?
I do.
Sport was there in the 80s.
Yeah, sport was around.
Still there now.
Yeah.
So what do you follow?
I don't think I follow much of football. But
You play FIFA like my son?
Nope.
You don't have a computer?
No, Dad, we're not the same. I'm telling you, we're not.
Listen, I used to
not
be
the
dad,
same
now I'm
team.
mom. I've lost interest in being the father. Huh.
Yeah, I don't follow sports a lot. But moving on to not sports news.
I've been sacked.
Cyrus
I've been fired.
has just been triggered.
And, but one thing, nothing has changed over generations. Women still show disrespect and just walk away in the middle of a sentence. Nothing has changed. So one thing, I may not have a generational, togetherness, but there's same lack of respect. So that's great. So I feel a certain happiness.
Okay, there's news.
Sorry, Abhay, are you married?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so we can make marriage jokes.
Yeah.
But these two aren't. Not to each other either. What I meant is they aren't married generally. Yeah.
Okay, but there's news for people who get mad easily. Because, if...
Amit.
No, just like, if ill-treated, Bombay High Court just passed this thing.
Oh, we got the expert.
Yeah,
here.
we got the expert here. So, if your parents are ill-treated, like a parent can file a petition and they can take back property gifted to son.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, if the elderly are ill-treated,
if the elderly
they can
treated,
take back property given to the younger...
Wasn't there a law passed in 2007 or something which allowed this?
Was it?
It's super
I was
recent.
throwing it out there. LK Advani who came
No,
up with
no.
this? No, I'm just asking.
No,
just
it's not.
Nothing
It's not the
personal.
Margadarshak Mandal Act. That's
Why
another
do
commission.
Why do you have to go there?
Yeah, there was
What's
something...
LK Advani?
Oh, but I know this guy. Yeah,
The guy who makes Chandni Chowk to China.
Hey, I don't
No,
think I don't
of
think
course
people from the 80s know LK Advani anymore.
I know LK Advani.
Sorry, I apologize. I don't want any trouble.
Yeah, but the elderly
Surbhi.
can take back a share of their property
Yeah,
if they feel like their
I think
kids
there
are
was
having
some law passed.
Yeah, but this is a little bit of BS also because you can't just...
No,
do
that's fair. I mean,
No, it's fair.
So
but
the case.
You'll have to prove that there's
the case
harassment.
where
huh?
this judgment was passed. It was about an old man marrying for the second time, and before he got married, his children insisted that he gives a
Bequeath the
share of the
property.
property to them, and then they promised him that they would take care of him and the second wife, and they didn't. So he went to the tribunal which has been established under this law, and
Wow.
sort of sought maintenance and all of that, and I think the law allows it. The law says that if you
Moral
are
of the story
ill-treated-
is if you marry again, make sure she's younger than the kids so that the fight will be more
so
equal.
that she can take care of it.
Surbhi,
Yeah.
speaking of age, has remained with us throughout the show.
throughout the show. But
But
this,
again, quickly to touch on that. So you can't, it's a process, right? You can't just go to a police station and file a complaint against your kids. I'm
No,
saying
so
that
I think there is a tribunal established under the law where you can file a case, and of course the case will be heard, both the parties will be
Due
heard.
process.
Due process will be followed, and then you can cancel the gift deed.
and
or
the law
whatever.
leans towards the elderly.
Yes.
Because apparently there is a lot of elderly victimization
There is.
which we
there
don't
is.
know about or
Yeah,
don't
I think
talk about.
last week or a couple of weeks back, there was a rally taken out by the elderly in Delhi.
Some of them didn't make it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize again. It's unnecessary.
No, I think it was very necessary. It was just lying there. You had to do it.
You always hit the people who can't fight back.
Like LK Advani.
Wait. The worst thing anyone can say is his time will come. I mean, really. Well, Karunanidhi is still, I mean, he would have taken the chief ministership if he won a few years ago.
Yeah.
He would have actually accepted it. Apparently, he was not going to give it to Stalin.
Oh.
So at 92 or 93, he would be the chief minister. We've already had that Achyutanandan in, which is the name, by the way, quickly, guys.
That's the name?
Mr. Achyutanandan, quickly. I'm so sorry. Again, no disrespect. Mr. Achyutanandan, who was 90 batting in Kerala.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, nowhere else in the world, they're all getting younger, for better or for worse. I'm not saying great statesmen in the rest of the world. But, I mean, really, do we have no cutoff?
We should. We don't. We have too much deference to seniors.
I mean, how will Karunanidhi talk to her, Surbhi? Because what references will he come
can
up with? He's
Skype call
93.
me.
No, but you guys have nothing in common.
okay, yeah.
Also,
I mean, you
Karunanidhi speaks Tamil, so
He speaks a little English also.
does he?
Yeah, and Surbhi will learn
Always has
Tamil,
a
but the point is the
translator.
references, not the
Yeah.
language. Even if she discusses the road, the signs have changed, the names of the roads have changed. I mean,
Bombay became Mumbai.
there you go. When did that happen? I wasn't even paying attention. What if Madras became Chennai? No one told Karunanidhi. He still says Madras.
Yeah, that's it for the news, I guess. Oh, we have some AMA questions to
All right,
ask.
so
All right.
let's do the state
Let's
of
go
it.
for the AMA.
Yeah.
अगर आपकी जिंदगी में कोई ऐसी आपको दुविधा हो जिसका सवाल कोई दे नहीं पा रहा तो हमने बनाया है आपके लिए एक खास शो जिसका नाम है सुन लो जी सुरलॉजी जिस पर मैं पवन कुमार आपका सूत्रधार आपका स्वागत करता हूँ ताकि आप पूछ सके सवाल सोनू से
Yes, I am Sonu. Hello, pleased to make your meeting. I am a super reality celebrity or दुनिया के कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है जो सेलिब्रिटी सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते, तो मैं आपके सारे प्रॉब्लम्स का हलाइजेशन एंड सॉल्वाइजेशन कर दूंगा।
तो जी हाँ, सोचिए मत, जरूर सुनिए सुनोलॉजी सोनोलॉजी हर बुधवार, दैट इज वेडनेसडे।
प्लीज लाइक आइज, शेयर आइज, कमेंटलाइज। अगर आपके पास कोई भी प्रॉब्लम्स है, सोनू को बताइए। सोनू सारे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर सकता है, इसी तरह तो मैं सुपर सेलिब्रिटी बना हूँ।
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
Stellar segue. No wonder segue is better than me. And when you segue, you have to have the segue voice. Let's go for the AMAs.
All right, the first question is, I regularly listen to this podcast without fail. Cyrus, how about doing a special episode for kids/teens?
That's a good idea.
You saw?
Yeah.
You saw me and Surbhi?
Yeah.
You want to go younger? You want to go younger? What is the insult episode? We'll just sit around discussing things. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know?
It's a question by Sapanoza who says, my son who's 12 years old keeps on inquiring and many like him would be thrilled to have you. I guess you should give it a
So
try.
you're saying 12 is okay, but Surbhi, I hate to ask you your
Maybe
age.
you can have Chota
I'm
Bheem on the
24.
show as a guest. Isn't that a big thing now? Chota Bheem.
Baba?
yeah.
Now your 89 is being exposed.
No,
New cartoons have come. New cartoons have come.
Chota Bheem
Chota
is...
Bheem is latest.
Yeah, Chota
Yeah.
Bheem.
Chota
Yeah.
Bheem was there when my daughter was a little younger, which is 5-6
It's
years back.
animated now.
Clearly.
Really?
Yeah, it was always animated.
But after 5-6
There was
years,
no-
you expect there'll be some other names on the
Chota
block.
Bheem was never a real person.
I don't think so.
How do we know? Hey, listen, you know who's ruling. Be careful. We don't know anything. It's possible. We invented planes, by the way.
He did.
And the same planes Air India uses today. So, don't complain.
What do you think about this, Cyrus?
What?
For a 12-year-old, a show.
I don't mind as long as Amit, I need to make more money, but
Yeah.
because I've been told that to pay for the kids' education now, was that IB thing is 8 lakhs a year.
Damn.
So can we do a kids special?
Yeah.
How much will we make?
Let's get the IB schools to sponsor it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Sounds
Can we talk? We'll talk offline. Keep that letter going.
Okay, the next question is, what does a producer actually do in a podcast? And why is it that you guys are swapping
Okay, I'll put it like
producers?
this. The anchor does sweet FA. Okay, let's be honest. The anchor does nothing. The producer is less than that. So,
Wait,
so you're
hold
looking
on a
at
second.
you're
We have a
looking
producer in the
at
studio
outside
with us.
politics. Outside politics, you're looking at the two best jobs in the world because you don't prepare, you don't care.
Excuse
you just
me, I
start,
got this printout, so that's a lot. Giving
You
this
need a
control
history.
plus
You need to
speed.
go back to do history. I need you to study history so we can talk. What do you remember about the first battle of Panipat? Let's find some common ground. 1526. It was fought in the day. 1 lakh forces of Ibrahim Lodi versus about 12,000.
Now just showing off about your
Yeah, yeah.
Panipat knowledge.
And the fact that Zahiruddin Muhammad was known to you as Babur, but why show off?
Yeah. But yeah,
Second part to that.
the second part of this
No,
question
the second
is,
battle is much later.
No, the
1556.
the second part of
Third
the
battle,
question.
the Marathas get slaughtered, but don't say that. By Amacha
Yeah,
Abdali.
that's-
Yeah. I don't know, Abhay, are you Maratha? Good time to find out.
Yeah, but why do you guys swap producers faster than the Beatles swapped wives?
We don't swap
They
producers.
didn't swap
Yeah,
wives.
no.
Didn't swap wives. Nobody
Alright.
swapped wives in the Beatles. The Maharishi Yogi may have touched Patty Boyd,
Oh my
which caused George Harrison a lot of discomfort because he was the India lover. That's one story. The second story is John Lennon's two wives.
Yeah.
One followed the other. The second one is arguably the worst singer in the history of the world if you heard the Plastic Ono band. But there was no wife swapping. They all had independent wives at different times, and amongst themselves they didn't swap wives.
Also, it's a conspiracy theory about the wives.
When I say all you need is love, it doesn't mean what you think it means. Okay. Does she know Beatles songs?
I know the Beatles.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
All-
Don't ask me to sing one, please.
Okay.
Okay.
All you need is...
Love.
But we don't swap producers that often either. I mean, like, Naveen was on this show for a year and a half, and the bus has been on it since then. And I mean, like,
No, but Naveen has not swapped. He's changed career. As
Yeah,
in he's going to be a
left.
full-time
Yeah, he's
comedian.
gonna-
and
he's gonna do
going
other
to
things.
Edinburgh with just a small bag.
we have remarkable stability.
Yeah.
Yes.
Considering the job prospects out there, this is huge. If you get to be producer, especially when Cyrus says, I mean, 1 year is more than enough, I would say.
Alright, our last question is by Girish. He says, how much time will it take for graphene, which was discovered way back in 2004, to transform our lives?
Briefless. You're the tech and science
How
man.
do you not know
7
about
years
that?
give and take.
Wow, graphene.
7 years up to the exact month.
I think you're overestimating it a little bit. I think in the next 5 years we'll see. Like
5 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
So 6 years. Let's agree
How
on
do
6
you
years.
did you solve this?
Because he's saying 7, I said 2
You just want to take a punt.
I want to.
I'll say 32.
32 years.
Because I'll be
What is
dead
your
by then.
guess?
I said 7 years.
7 years.
5.
5 years.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to just go say 2 days. Just, I don't know. Just, life is too short. Okay, the next part of this question is, is it even possible that we might travel by an elevator in the near future?
Oh, that's what graphene
Travel
is.
by an elevator.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow, we got the question wrong.
Okay.
Graphene.
No,
I
I
still
see
stand
what
by
it is
my
now.
estimate.
Graphene is this extremely super light and
Metal.
super strong metal, I guess, or
Yeah, it's a
element.
semi-metal.
Yeah,
It's
which
the opposite of that music that you like heavy metal.
okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay.
Setup wasn't what the joke. It happens all the time.
But I think that they were talking about how you can build sky elevators, which can basically take you up to space, and they could hit the International Space Station using this kind of method.
Yeah, I knew that, which is why I said 7 years.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I also knew that because my idea was Richard Branson would already be there. Then that won't be fun.
He is. This will be his his heliport.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think for Indians it's great. I'm sure Sharad Pawar will already own land there, and Lodha builders would already be there before I land up. There'll already be signs saying Pawai here.
Did you know they're building something in London?
Lodha?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, no, I passed it.
Lincoln's
you see the signboards.
Yeah.
Right there at St James Park. You used to see it right there in the central London.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just publicity for people because London is Bombay, right?
But imagine London has buildings where you can't take non-veg food.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
You obviously don't own a flat in.
Yeah, I wonder about that.
Well, you can take it to a movie hall in
What about
London.
Inox?
You
though?
can.
One second, what about Inox? Inox is a vegetarian movie
Veg,
theater.
veg.
So what? They'll not allow non-veg food inside?
Of course not.
So not only are you going,
This is just too much hassle.
Of course they will.
they have
If they
to.
don't, you come to me.
Yeah.
No, you have to eat outside. You do what I do. You stand outside like a loser and eat while your kids enjoy some stupid movie about some stupid princess, which you don't want to ever see in any case. Especially when you're hungover the night before and then you sit through these graphics and loud noises and bear sounds and all. I mean, it's not fun after a point. I mean, what happened to simple porn? Where did it all go? Debbie Does Dallas. Debbie Does Dallas. Okay, that's probably not a good question.
That's not an 80s reference. I'm sorry.
It's
I
also
refuse to answer
inappropriate.
any question about porn.
I have my lawyer, but he's immediately said keep quiet. All right.
Okay,
Surbhi, it's been wonderful having you.
Thank
and I'm
you.
sure we'll
Yes,
have lots of fun in the near future discussing history. Briefless Attorney, thank you for joining us. Hope to see you soon with your own bit on this very own network.
Yes.
And of course, Amit, myself, Abbas, and the stupid guy who does the engineering, so-called. Is engineering the right word?
Recordist, engineering.
Some bloody guy pushing a button here or there, for which you spent 5 years in engineering. Okay.
Well, you have to pay for the multiplex food, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So why didn't you go into catering? You could have joined Haft, done so much more with your life. Could have carried many bags too. In fact, that'll be another good point, right? You can actually sell food then.
Yeah,
You can start becoming an entrepreneur of your own.
Oh, yeah.
You go to the multiplex, you have lots of bags.
Exactly.
Bolo, bolo, bolo.
Yeah, but
exactly.
it actually follows logically, right? If you're going to make it so that they don't have the primacy of allowing what comes into that,
You
then
take over their
that's what
business.
Yeah.
You can.
logically follows. Yeah.
On that enlightened note, we end our discussion. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. If you have any questions, write to us online and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called me.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Give me a word. या कोई भी लाइन. कुछ भी हो सकता है यार. क्या कहा आपने? टोपी. Okay. Mohan Joshi hated wearing topis. He felt suffocated in them. टोपी पहनते ही उसे स्कूल की याद आती थी. Where of course he had no choice but to wear a topi. But जिस दिन pass out हुआ, उसी दिन उसने अपनी टोपी का bonfire बना दिया. And since then, he'd never worn a cap or a hat. Na kadakti dhoop mein, and not even to bacho from the thandi. But from Monday, 26th February, Mohan Joshi had to wear a topi all the time. Why? Because if he didn't, everyone around him knew exactly what kya soch raha tha. They knew that he was wondering how the girl in the yellow churidar would look bina kapde ke. They knew when he was calling the boss a sadela tomato. They knew everything. पर ये सब हुआ कैसे? अरे भाई, यही तो स्टोरी है. और ये स्टोरी आप ही ने मुझे दिया by giving me the starting word. यही तो है The Croc's Tales. Words आपके, कहानी आपके लिए. Catch the stories on Monday and Thursday on the IVM website, app, and anywhere you get your podcast from. See you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You are about to listen to attempt number 15 to record the promo for the podcast Vartalab.
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 All day, all night, Vartalab.
Oh yeah. It's a really nice podcast, guys. It's with me and Naveen, and it has really nice stories.
Yeah, people come tell their stories, ups and downs, fun times. We all cry at the end. It's like a Karan Johar movie, but in 1 hour or less.
Yay.
Yay. Every Monday. Yay.
It's got you.